How's it going, YouTube? Welcome to my Marvel Rivals A to Z, where I'll be going through each character A to Z, where I'll be explaining their abilities, their playstyles, and when best to use them. Starting with the character in our A slot, Adam Warlock, aka the Golden Boy, aka the Perfect Being, aka that kid from We're the Millers with the weird eyebrows. Yeah. Adam Warlock is a character in the Strategist class, meaning he has the ability to heal his teammates. He is a bit of an odd case where he's more of a hybrid, where you should be doing almost as much damage as you are healing, but we'll get into that later. For now, let's get into his abilities, starting with his basic attack. Adam Warlock has 15 shots of his basic attack. They do 60 damage before damage fall off, and they are hit scan, meaning there's no projectile travel time. If your cursor is on an enemy when you press the shoot button, you will hit them, provided your internet is not in a different dimension. His basic attacks can headshot, and because they are hit scan, it makes them a great weapon against those pesky flying characters like Johnny, Storm, Iron Man, and Iron Fist. Okay, maybe not him. But the other three, yeah. His secondary fire is a charge up ability that launches up to 5 projectiles using your ammo. These projectiles are not hit scan, meaning they have travel time. And you can also charge the full secondary attack while you're at 1 ammo, basically maximizing your damage output with the least amount of attacks you have left. His secondary fire is a lot of damage and it's very good for prizing enemies and even one-shotting them. You can also use his normal basic attack right after the charge is done for a little bit extra damage. Your secondary fire is mainly used to do big chunks of damage and catch enemies off guard. Adam's main heal ability is a beam of light that bounces between teammates up to 2 times. Your heal is a burst heal and it does 95 healing. It has a 20-meter range limit though, which makes it a pretty close ability. His heal is on a 6-second cooldown and you have 2 charges, so you want to be conserving these. If your tank stubs his toe, do not use it on him. His organs are falling out of him, now might be a good time to use your heal. And try to target more than one teammate by getting the bounces, which isn't always applicable, but it's good to maximize the amount of healing you can do because you have only 2 heals and a long cooldown. You can also heal yourself with it if you're not looking at any teammates. Adam Warlock's next healing ability is his Soul Bond. Now this one is not primarily a heal, it only does 15 heals per second, but it chains to your teammates within range and disperses the damage evenly that you take between all your teammates. This makes it really powerful using against enemy ults so that your team doesn't get one-shotted. So it's not your main ability to be used to heal your team. Its real value lies in the dispersing of enemy damage against your team. So when you use Soul Bond, you share damage between your team, making it a lot harder to kill you. If you take fatal damage in one hit, where you would otherwise die, your Soul Bond breaks and you live with 1 health. Basically, you're a Rattata with Focus Sash when you use Soul Bond. This ability has a 30-second cooldown and you want to save it for when the enemy team is ulting. Adam's ult is very Mercy-esque where you're actually able to revive your teammates. There's a short channel time and then your teammates are revived wherever you use your ult, if they are within range. When you use your ult, you also become a sort of beacon so that if they're not in the range, you can actually move towards them and they'll be respawned at the location that you use your ult. It's very important to use this ability in cover. You don't want to be the guy that revives your whole team just for them all to get Spider-Man ulted immediately. This ult also revives your team at low health, so you want to use it when you have a heal available at the very least. And I know it's tempting to wait till all your teammates die to get that huge ult that revives your whole team, but often this isn't the best way to utilize it, and you could very well just be getting your team killed again. The best time to use it is when a tank and someone else dies, to get them back into the fight. Adam's passive turns you into an apparition when you die and allows you to float around and respawn where you choose. It's on a 105-second cooldown, so if you die and you don't think you're going to be able to make a positive impact on your team by reviving right there, don't do it. You don't want to be the guy that floats around for 9 seconds and then has an enemy chase you down and then kill you immediately when you respawn. Adam's team up with Star-Lord and Mantis also gives them this ability. Now let's talk about Adam's playstyle. Adam is a strategist, but he's a very low healing strategist because you're on such long cooldowns. You want to juggle the responsibility of being a healer, but also doing a lot of damage with your secondary fire and your hit scan basic attacks. Because your healing is not very consistent due to the low charges and high cooldowns, you want to be doing a very fine balancing act of damaging enemies and saving your heals for when your team most needs them. This makes Adam Warlock a bit of a difficult strategist to play well because you have to be doing so much all the time. And you have to constantly balance between healing and doing damage. So with that being said, when should you use Adam? Well, Adam's most effective when you are in a 3 healer comp. Even better with Mantis, so that Mantis also gets the passive. In a 3 healer comp, you won't have to worry as much about having such a big load on healing, so you can focus more on DPS and then occasionally healing, and using your soul bond to keep your team alive. He's also much better when you have another healer with you if you're going to do 2 healers that can heal constantly. Another instance where he is solid is when you have heavy dive team that doesn't need sustain so much, where they don't need constant healing, because Adam is not a constant healer. He's a burst healer. Now, with all that being said, is Adam Warlock a good character? Let me preface by saying that any character played at the highest level is able to climb up and do well. There are no unusable characters. If you are good with that character, then you can climb with that character. But when judging whether a character is good or not, I'd like to take into consideration whether or not the average player can play them and do well. And in my opinion, Adam Warlock is too difficult for the average player to play well. It relies a lot on good mechanical skill and being able to juggle between doing damage and healing your team, which makes him much harder than some of the other healers. But with that being said, if you enjoy playing Adam Warlock, play Adam Warlock. That's going to be it for this A to Z. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far and you did enjoy, leave a comment. Any and all feedback is greatly appreciated. Leave a like, and if you're feeling crazy, subscribe. Thank you for watching.